Okay, Annabelle, we're actually live streaming now. So,
Wow.
welcome. Welcome to the Anna Seahawk
We have to
Show.
turn on the camera.
Yeah, it'd be great if we can see you. I don't know how, in the little, if you go down to the bottom, there's like the
It's
little
icon.
camera icon, and you can click up and then you can select the video from there, maybe something
Not
like that.
really. I don't see any icon.
Hmm. There's no if you what device are you using?
Mobile.
A mobile.
Hmm.
Hmm. Yeah, I don't know how it looks on mobile. But there should
But
be a
I can
camera.
see myself.
Okay, for now we'll just go with this.
Okay.
It's too bad we can't see you. Your adorable smiling face.
You can see me now.
No, I don't see you.
Wow. I don't know how to use this. It's my first time.
Yeah, I'll look into it too later with the mobile so that maybe I can guide people in the future.
Yeah.
But there should be like a camera, uh, like icon at the bottom
I
or
can see my
somewhere on the screen.
and
And
I
then if you click
couldn't
on
see
it,
you now. Um. How about uh? It's always something, some problem.
I'm just going in with my join in browser. Yeah, there should be a camera. I actually have touch the screen maybe and see if that you can see a camera pop up.
Uh, yeah.
Oh no.
How come I can like a joining mobile?
I think do you have two? Oh,
Yeah,
there's
I oh God.
you should sign out of one of them.
Uh,
Because now we get the echo from your two devices. Oh, there we go. Are you still there? If you touch the screen, maybe you'll see the camera icon come up. Should be there somewhere.
okay. Can you see me now?
No.
No, really. I
Yeah.
clicked on the camera. It says that we are unable to access your camera. Please check
Oh, you might
application.
have to allow it in the hmm. It needs access. So it doesn't have access. You have to give it access. Something. How would she do that?
Should I click like share video?
Yes.
Share video.
Share video, Lee? Yeah, yeah,
No,
share video. Try that.
no. So it's a like a YouTube link.
Oh,
I don't think so. Wait.
yeah, that might be for sharing a video. Like, uh, yeah, that shouldn't.
Wait. I will. I'm clicking on the setting. I'm going to video. Yeah, video.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Is it raining?
Okay. You couldn't see me still?
No.
Wow. Um,
Hmm. It's so. Do you want to just have a conversation,
yeah, we
and
can.
we'll do some
Yeah,
experimenting about the video for next time before we connect
sure.
again next time.
Yeah.
So too bad I don't have a little picture of you to share with everyone. Hmm? Yeah, it just started raining. This is a really like cool little time. It's been so hot here, so nice to have the rain. So what
It's
new? Mhm.
yeah. The weather is similar here. It's very hot. But it rains yesterday night,
Oh, that's nice.
and yeah, but it's like the heat is really unbearable sometimes. It's unbearable indoor.
Yeah, it's been intense here too. We've really had to try to be creative with our air conditioning, which has meant Annabelle is just, we didn't really formally introduce, but okay, let's kind of start again. Annabelle is a friend of mine that I met in Georgetown, Penang, on Penang
Yeah,
Island in Malaysia. She's a fantastic multi-dimensional artist that I feel really lucky to call a friend. Mwah.
thank you.
Um, yeah. So Annabelle got to see some of my creativity with uh, a space, which I mean, um, we're both minimalists, so we have that in common. uh, but like, kind of, I would say maybe a bit crowded. Sometimes I feel a bit crowded in my space, even though I'm uh, like consider myself a minimalist. But we're not minimal in our art, so all of our creative extras take up some space, hey?
I think um, I think minimalist has to do with lifestyle, and I think your kind of lifestyle is what I call minimalist
Mm,
because, like, compared to what I do, I I source material,
mm,
and from the material I then create something, and I compose of this material. But I think you don't. I think the way you live is like really minimize and reduce and recycling,
mm.
and also and making use of mostly organic waste, and then also uh, yeah.
Yeah, I love how creative you get the with your with your work, and you kind of we're similar and very different at the same time because the way you source, you sort of recycle things also. Um,
Yes, but
it's-
I didn't apply. I I didn't apply the this minimalist lifestyle in my in the way I live.
mhm,
Mm, not completely.
yes.
Yes, and I'm trying to learn, and also I hope in the future, if I have the opportunity to run my own space and my own living environment, I can apply this art in, in the way I live in my lifestyle
Yeah.
in the future,
Mhm.
because I find it difficult to share the idea, even though with the people I live with, like my mother. uh, it is a bit difficult because uh, we share the space together,
Mm.
and then I cannot change uh, what she used to be, like the maybe she's not uh, used to the enzyme, for example,
Mm.
and also for cleaning, and also for the food waste. Uh, but she has her own way of uh, decompose the food waste
Mhm.
through her gardening method. So yeah,
Yeah, everybody finds their own um like vibration, I guess.
yes,
And just to everybody find a kind of try always trying to harmonize more in the environment and with the people around us. And
yeah,
yeah, I think it's more that than finding one way to do something. It's always it's a in real practice it's always more dynamic than that. So,
yes.
yeah.
Mm.
But it
But
can be
for
challenging. And I mean, we practice, as you know, we practice plasma therapy, or for people who aren't familiar, urine therapy. So that's like a whole other um, thing to harmonize in urine with the people that you live with. So,
mm,
yeah. But even with that, like Inika, she has a partner. She practices, but her husband doesn't. So there's like a different kind of harmony.
yeah,
Yeah, different instruments and still able to harmonize even though everyone's not doing something the way, that's just life. So that's the beauty of it, really. That's all the beauty in a relationship is always found like in the middle ground, so to speak.
yeah. But
Mhm.
I I cannot. I realize I cannot. I have to change the situation.
Mm.
So yeah, I will have to move on, and
Mhm.
also plan. Have the plan to plan things that I want to further develop, and
Mhm.
the always the lifestyle that I want, because
Yeah.
I think it will be terrible if I, like stay in a situation that I don't want to, like,
Right.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I think um, lifestyle is, it should comes first
Mhm. Yeah.
before, it is like, uh, for example, uh, like if we want to create something uh, on the water side. If the water is polluted, then we have to clean it first, and then only we can uh, trying to live, uh, trying to like use the water to shower, to wash, or to drink. You know what I mean? If
Mhm.
before. we make something, we have to make sure the source is clean for us to make to
Yeah.
to create. Yeah,
Yeah. There's always sort of two sides to it though. It's like sometimes you have to jump before everything is ready. And it's like I don't know how to describe it. Uh it's like getting ready for a wedding. You plan so much ahead of time and you get the invitations and you send the invitations out, and so you have this day that's looming, that you're coming towards. And then you have that time for all of your preparation. And when you come to the moment where the plane is about to take off the tarmac, and it sort of is like you, you never really feel ready. It's like you could still use another 5 minutes or something like that. I don't know. It's sort of life is kind of like that. You can do all this preparation, but at the same time, there's this moment where uh, I don't know. It's all just a big surprise. Like you can plan for a lot of things, but there's always this unknown. So even for this call, we have like this time is coming, and I'm like, okay, I want to eat one more cracker, or I need a drink of water, or I need to cool down, and oh no, like, and then you just like, okay, you just show up like how you are, and yeah.
yeah,
So it's not always that for change. I think we can be easy on ourselves and just um, know that it doesn't all have to be laid out perfectly in order for it to occur. Um, so
yeah,
can be a dynamic journey, and that's beautiful too.
yes,
So setting the intent, it's all really about the intent. What is the intent that you set, and then that's sort of like the vibe that you ride. And
yeah, true.
yeah.
And last night I'm supposed to. I mean, last night I intend to finish something for today,
Hmm.
but then my son, my son just have some plan, and then
His plan's different.
plan different, and then he happened to come to my space. Then I have to attend to him.
Mm,
So last night I didn't complete the task that is so important that I should have done something. But surprisingly, this morning I I managed to just solve like two work, finish two things, and then yeah. So
yeah, it all
yeah, I
happens
was
perfectly
yeah,
in the end. It all happens perfectly in the end.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, children are really beautiful. It's like
yeah.
they're still really in tune with that harmony, and
Mm.
the easy way.
Yes, but if we are not sensitive enough, if we are
Mm,
only seeing uh, from our own perspective, then we will never learn from them. We
right.
will never see how incredible
Mm,
uh, they are and how simple things are and
yeah.
how we can improve ourselves in order to be like not being complicated,
Mm,
not being confused, or not being so blind by
Mm,
by you know what we see in front of ourselves. There's so
mm,
many illusion. There's so many
mm.
unnecessary, and I think they will let us see something true, something simple, and that is beauty of life.
Mm.
Mm. So I think if I don't have children, I will kind of be like a fucked up person. No, no, it's true. Because compared to like a non-mothers, it's like really different. It's like
Yeah,
something missing. They didn't happen to experience, and we couldn't explain much because it is through some experience that we
yeah.
learn, yeah, how
And it's
to.
that moment of birth when just nothing can prepare you for being a mother. It just happens and you're like, "Whoa." Like your expectation of what it feels like and then what it ends up feeling like. So like for me anyway, I was I was really, I said this heart expansion feeling that happened. I was like, wow, I didn't know that my heart had the capacity to just gush love like that.
Yes. Yeah. I also like I don't know what is like a love, like how much love I
Mm,
can give
yeah.
until I meet this little baby,
Yeah.
another soul.
Mm, yeah,
Amazing.
it's incredible. And you look through a different lens for the rest of your life after that happens. It's like a whole other you is born into the world as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's
Mm.
no going back. And remarkably enough, the animals, I can really see now people's attachment to animals from having our these chickens that just came to us. It wasn't like we didn't go buy them at the farmers market. They came to. We bought an incubator. That's what we did. But the hens came and laid their eggs on our patio, so they came to us in this different way.
I see.
But watching them hatch and then having this life in your hand to take care of,
Mm.
um, it was different than being a mother, but obviously, but but it was really a big change for us because my mom warned me about it. She's like, "Be careful how much you fall in love with your chickens because you might not be able to eat them." And that's exactly what happened. And I said, maybe that's what everybody needs. Maybe everybody needs to fall in love with a chicken,
Yeah.
and they'll change their attitude towards what you put in your body.
Especially children, like I think raising animal and also children is also important because then the animal become the teacher.
Mm,
They
yeah,
will learn from them too.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a pretty incredible journey that we get to go on here. Do you feel that has changed a lot the way you um in your artwork?
Um, in my artwork, I think so. I think I think my creative process, of course, yeah, have to do has a lot to do with how I experience and yeah, how I feel, especially.
Mm.
Yes,
So
and
the mm,
yeah. and then this artwork is becoming the reflection of this experience.
Mhm. Wow. Oh, I miss seeing
But
your
I think, visual art is uh, visual art is a way to express your own idea. Uh, it is, but it is not enough to make changes.
mm.
Yeah,
Hmm.
it might raise awareness, but it, it is not efficient enough to make a change. Like, mm, I think the art that we make is only within the art industry, the people in the art industry, maybe, and also the kind of art I produce as well. And I produce the artwork and I put in a gallery, and you know, and the gallery is a way of also of profit making,
Mhm.
and and then and some other artists go to visit the gallery, and also, yeah, maybe um, some public who have interest in the arts, they will go to the gallery and see the work, and uh, yeah, understand the concept behind the work. But
Yeah.
then yeah,
Mhm. Sorry, go ahead.
yeah, I my concern is how can I make an impact um, to change the, you know, our surrounding, our environment.
I always think the best way for change is to embody it yourself or for ourselves
Mm,
and just share that in the most authentic way that you can. And that's the most beautiful way to create change is really like one person at a time, you know, with
yeah,
your own actions and that inspiration
yeah. I think
and creating curiosity is really all one can do to create change in some to try to create change in someone else because it's the impossible task in fact.
yeah, I
Yeah.
think uh, the reason why I'm saying this is maybe because I haven't reached a time, and I haven't have the amount of work that is enough to make an impact. I think I think I haven't done enough.
Mm.
Yeah, means I have to work another 10, 20 years, and uh, you know, making more, and keep keep working and keep producing and keep focusing, keep, being myself, and come up with better work, then maybe it might make an impact. Or
I
yeah,
think you already have make a impact. Maybe you don't uh maybe you don't have a direct line to it, but it's hard to not be impacted by your work when you come up when someone comes across it. So um I know you had your is it okay if I share a little bit of the history that I have with you?
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, of course.
So the space that you had in Georgetown where you had the artist, like an artist guest house basically. So Annabelle had her artist studio um in downtown central Georgetown in the old section of all the old colonial buildings. And so she had guests come and stay with her at her art studio, basically. So you were like living with Annabelle and in her studio. And it was really cool. All of those people that came through there, that's the, that was a pretty big impact that you had on a lot of people. I just want to point that out because I think uh, it's maybe you don't see it as such a big, mm,
Mm.
yeah.
Yeah,
I think
I didn't realize.
you touched a lot of people, and then those people, they speak about their holiday to, they speak about their experience to other people, and
Mm-mm.
it wasn't just like people weren't just staying at a place with a room number such and such, bunk bed number 2, it was really personal experience. And your son is a product of that beautiful exchange created in that environment, so to speak, of sharing your who you are and your art, which is like um, mm, the other
Yeah,
the other
I
side of it,
think
which is pretty amazing. And so that's really the best way to create change is to share your authenticity, and that's what happens. People come and they're affected by that, and they go home and they start to pick up a paintbrush and they want to create something. And your work was so cool how it was always something like, I don't even want to call it recycling. It was just like you see this item, like an old record player, or I don't know, just a pile of stuff, and you make it into a lamp, or it's so wild what you did. Or like, I mean, not always, like, it doesn't matter functionality, but you took it and you created something like Salvador Dali, like completely abstract. And when you look at it, everybody gets to see something different there for themselves, like the unexplainable. Um, I don't know. I love your work, how it's so creative, and you can tell it's like personal to you, but it becomes personal to the viewer because they take them you inevitably go on your own storyline when you look at your pieces. They're very captivating, and the imagination just starts to run because you're like, how did she dream up to do this with that?
it's
So
basically basically instinctive.
yeah,
Uh, and I'm just a tool, you know. You know,
right.
I'm just a tool, and then uh, I absorb uh, from time to time. I think uh, without without realizing a lot of things, like almost like unconsciously,
Mm,
I absorb things, and I drawn into uh, I think a beauty in nature, and also uh, reflection of a sun a daylight sunlight, but we constantly like we absorb things without realizing, and then
Mm,
we I'm just a tool from the nature, and then I I just uh, compose out of this
mm,
information, and then yeah, make a visual work
mhm.
out of this uh, material from nature. Yeah, so it's yeah, like we are part of nature, and uh, from the way I, I I do my work is I feel like really I'm part of nature, and it's it's really peaceful, and
Mm.
yeah, I think I can find my own rhythm
Oh,
uh, in the process of making the work,
mm.
and also yeah.
So what kind
So
of change do you want for yourself in the future? Like, what do you see, the move that you want to make that you were talking about, it, uh, is that like to a
I
how what kind of what are you thinking? A different country, a different or how does that
uh,
look?
okay, so I have been working alone most of the time, and
Mhm.
now uh, because I am working in a provided space under a company, uh, that there might be chances that I will be working under a company.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I mentioned about I was proposing the mycelium idea
Mhm.
to the owner of my studio space, because the owner is very generous to let me being creative and do my own thing,
Mm,
and but now he's asking for return.
mm,
What can I give back to the
mhm,
company? I
mhm,
have to think of something. If not, then yeah, I don't have the chance to work here anymore. So yeah,
hmm.
so in the future, uh, I think mm, more than I think I should appreciate when I have the opportunity to work with other people. I think working with many people will make an impact than one person.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, I agree. Networking is always fantastic, even if you're not in the same physical space. To still, networking is like this, from Luang Prabang to Georgetown, just to have a discussion is
Yeah.
networking, and the more of this that happens, the more interactions, more sharing of ideas, and it's just like this big, uh, I don't know, like, uh, pool of ideas that you get to rub up against each other and see what resonates more, and um, who knows what will come of all of that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think sharing is important in networking and being a part of something else For some people, it's important. It's hard to start something on your own, but to um, be a part of something. Some people really shine in that. I was actually thinking of like having an art club. I might still do that actually. You know, you're inspiring. I mean, that's sort of what this is in a way. Um, but yeah, and have not just live online, but be able to have like the salon of France where people would come over to someone's house for the piano recital or the artwork or the poetry reading or the sharing of ideas. And I think that culture is going to come back because people really want uh, we're social creatures and we're designed to feel. Our whole body is made, is this, we're just these huge feeling beings. And so we love to be around other people. I really think that's going to make a big comeback because people are looking for the intimacy, especially now more than ever since the great lockdown where everybody was really pushed away, where everybody was, you know, that just created a whole bunch of space between people physically. And some people, some people's personalities were fine with it, and mine wasn't. I was really surprised at how um, strong that was in me to connect with other people and feel that closeness and that contact and that touch. So I think that's the best way to do your networking and to make is to just start sharing. And the law of attraction will take care of itself. Um, yeah. And the change can happen fast. So it doesn't need to take 10 years. It can take 30 seconds. It's like when the right um, energy is clicked, then that's it. It's like finding two rocks that spark. And when they spark, it sparks. It's not like will it? It's like it happens. Yeah. So you have that point of ignition where it's just I don't know, and when you put that intention out into the universe, that's a powerful thing, especially when you put your intent behind it, what you your desire and what you want to have change. So
Yeah.
it doesn't need to take 10 years of making more, creating more art. It just is putting all of your love into what is at hand and
Mm-mm.
trusting that the outcome is going to be beautiful because it always has been. So why won't it not continue? But the more awareness we have, the more powerful the whole thing becomes. That's how I feel about it anyway. It's a really powerful time to be creative. Yeah.
Yeah. It's also a decision. It's also not easy to do what we like. Sometimes we have to be brave.
Mm,
Yeah, I was really like brave enough to ask the owner, "Can I use your space?" You know.
yeah.
Yeah, it was crazy, and it was wow. It's like a lot of people are judging you,
Mm,
and and because you are working in a shared space with other staff without knowing what you are doing is really like uh, getting used to something
Yeah, you're
difficult.
yeah, vulnerability is a word that comes to mind.
Yeah.
Getting used to feeling vulnerable.
Mm. So I'm working here in a shared space that uh, no one knows me, no one understands what I do, and then and there's no privacy. But then I have to stay focused and be comfortable in the space in order to create something. And yeah, it takes time.
Mhm.
Takes some time.
Wow,
And
that sounds really amazing. It sounds like that environment would produce something really amazing, like
yes,
a
because
reflection of what you're going through, as you say. So I'm like, oh, I'm even
yeah,
more curious.
yes, I appreciate what has been offered to me, and
Mm,
there's nothing to complain about here, you know.
mm,
Yeah, because from the other friends, artist friend that I know, not many have this opportunity to
mm.
have a provided space to work on, only
Yeah,
just for own hobbies. Yeah.
yeah.
Mm, yeah.
So, and you spoke about your mom. You want so this move that you want to have, you want to move into your own living space as well?
Yes, I don't I think I want to really plan to have my own space again. And this time is more like children friendly, not not heritage, you know, like before it was a heritage space, and there's so many I have so many worries, like there are some problems with the mosquitoes, the dust, the the rats, and also living in the city, like
Yeah.
wow, I think it's too much for for a new mother and for a baby. I yeah.
Yeah,
So
you did it though. It's so crazy. Yeah.
yeah.
But the obstacles as children grow stronger and bigger and more independent, the challenges become fewer in some respects. Like
Yeah.
you don't have to worry about falling down the weird stairs or stuff like that.
Mm.
So you want to stay in Georgetown or on the
I plan
mainland?
I plan to move to the island,
Hmm.
but if there's some option, uh, I can consider. Yeah. So yeah. I think I will let you know next year how how it goes with the moving plan.
Well, we'll probably talk before next year.
Okay.
I hope. But yeah, your plan is for that is for next year to do that big move.
Yeah.
Mm,
Yeah.
yeah.
and on July, and I'm moving to another state for 3 months for like a residency program.
Oh, cool.
So my son will be with me, and we will live surrounded by nature,
Oh, wow.
and yeah, only for 3 months, and and then yeah.
Oh, that sounds amazing
Mm,
to have that time.
yeah.
What will you be working on during your residency? Do you have a plan?
Yes, I plan to really focusing on the mycelium
Oh,
material.
wow.
Yeah. So
And you're growing that for people have done all
uh,
kinds of stuff with mycelium.
yeah.
So, are you growing it for like I've seen people use mycelium to grow like a chair or like a hat made out of mycelium. But is that what this is for? Or is it for more consumption?
Uh, I will build. Mm, I have a idea
Mm-hmm.
like uh, I think I think so many ideas. Part of the idea is for the company as contribution. It
Mm-hmm.
it depends what they need
Mm-hmm.
uh, for by using like coffee waste
Oh, I see.
and also yeah other food waste.
Mm-hmm.
And part of the idea is for artwork, is for visual arts,
Mm.
and the other idea is for uh, this sound panel, or
Oh, wow.
maybe like yeah, and uh, a room with sound panel, and also uh, like yeah. I just wonder if they also reduce the heat from the
Mm.
wall.
That could be
Yeah,
interesting.
because the heating issue is big issue really.
Yeah, we use a lot of well, I did this in Georgetown too, but there was just using burlap on the windows, which was really effective. Do you remember how crazy that
Yeah,
worked?
yeah.
It was like the glass was cold behind the
Mm-mm,
wet burlap.
mm-mm.
Made a huge difference to the space. So I can't find burlap here, so I'm just using fabric. But uh, water and misting and water and fans and things that hold water.
Yeah,
We've been using a lot also the grass mats, and I get
mm-mm.
them wet and hang them up in front of the windows or just by a fan, and it works really well. But I would love to get a bit more creative with um, some more artistic looking, um, more artistic, like more beautiful looking ways to cool a space.
I think with this mycelium uh, water filter system,
Mm,
it might work with cooling the space. It also can be a sound instrument.
hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
And a space where you have silence is also very healing. Like they call them orgone accumulators. William Reich, if you ever, I don't know if you've ever read any of his work, is kind of heavy right reading, but
Wow.
he built these like boxes where you sat inside them, and he used wool as
Mm-hmm.
the barrier. But the idea was for it to be quiet and dark. And when you're in a space like that, even if it's small, even if it's just this closet that you like, that's his were that size, like
Mm-mm.
a average chair fit inside there, and then you close the door, and they're like a telephone booth kind of size.
Mm-mm.
But you can make it the space bigger um, than that if you want. But the mycelium would be a good barrier there for that, I'm sure. I'm sure that would have awesome results. It's sort of the same as I can't remember the guy's name. I can never remember his name that does the work with water in Japan, the vibrations through the water.
Uh,
Im,
yeah, I
I,
heard.
Imoto.
Yeah, something.
Yeah,
I
and there's another woman in New Zealand, I believe, Veda Austin, who also does work with water. And uh, so this healing aspect of it, being in a space that's quiet and dark, and harmonizing your body when you're in a space like that, it's super powerful. It's so simple. It sounds so simple, but it's always that way, right? The simplest things end up being the most powerful. Like fasting is a really great example.
yeah.
How by just not giving your body any more things to deal with frees up energy in your body for it to get rid of the things that aren't serving you. And you're like the body knows how it needs to be in balance. It
Mm-mm.
doesn't need you. You know, we don't tell ourselves like, okay, now I need no, my liver is weak, I need a stronger liver. Like your body knows how it needs to be.
Yeah.
So it's more like getting out of the way. And these simple things are always like the mycelium. I'm sure you're going to discover all kinds of fantastic things about it.
Yeah,
But
I
I'll
think.
send you the Oregon accumulator thing. It'd be wild. Like he was, that's something that is, um, he made them in kits, like so that people could purchase them. And yeah, he even did a blanket. It it's all about energy, and the water carries energy, but there's water in the air. It's all around us. So it's um, just a way to tap into that energy and bring it into your
Mm-mm.
body in a more, like you were saying before, in a more pure, in a more clean state.
Yeah. So Anna,
Mm,
yeah, I, I have to go to another meeting.
okay.
Yes. So it's really like it's really nice to talk to you.
Thank you so much, Annabelle. And I
Thank you
can't wait to
too.
talk to you again. And we'll sort out the video thing before
Yes.
our next meeting.
Yes.
Yeah, I would love to have another conversation with you where I can see your face and share that.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Annabelle, for joining me.
Thank you too. You
Okay.
have a nice time and a wonderful evening.
Thank you. You
Yeah.
too. Yeah, and give your little man a little kiss for me. Just in behind the ear.
Okay.
Okay. Ciao.
See you, Anna.
Bye.
Bye.